Okay, so we just fought the traffic to get to a government building, I believe, this morning, and the information centre where there's some very interesting construction next door. So this, I think, is some sort of official building next to the Bank of Samoa. And then just behind me is a church. I'm not sure if you can see that in the background there. Just there, where I'm just going to walk towards, and you'll see there's someone working on incredibly high scaffold. They've got really nice churches with pretty lights at night. So I'll have to make sure that I get some footage of that. So this is just one of probably 20 bazillion just on this island in Samoa. Oh, and goodness knows what this is. Some sort of official march. This is the Visitor Information Centre. We drove past here last night. We didn't come here yet. So that's the morning update. Okay, so we just went to the information centre and they gave us 3 maps of the city and of the entire island. And so that's the information centre back there. And a little cafe, Nourish Cafe. I don't know if you can see that ahead of me now, the sign, where we're just going just next to the church with the workers on the scaffold. Apparently it's really good coffee, and it is just by a wharf where there's about to be a cultural show this morning, or celebration of Samoan culture. They're going to be building apparently a pig. They're going to be doing weaving, carving, traditional tattooing, so hopefully I'll get some footage of that. But it's like 10 a.m. and this is the traffic. So it's only just starting to thin, because apparently Samoans do the 9 to 5 and not 8 to 4 or anything like that. And where we ate last night, so that wasn't too bad. It was like some sort of Asian cuisine. But yeah, it wasn't too bad for arrival. So finally came down a little laneway, past some construction workers living their best life, listening to music and dancing to it actually whilst on the scaffold. And now we found the little cafe, Nourish Cafe, starting to get bitten by mosquitoes. Wow, this looks really cute. So this is us going to try our smoothies. Yours is very sour, hey TJ?
Yeah.
What did you get?
The lemon lime sashi.
Okay, just for reference, they've got like heaps of slushies and smoothies, and I got the berry bliss, not because I selected it, but because they recommended it. Okay, so looks like we found another cute little cafe, some live music. Thank you. And cute. Hello. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to get some of these later. This is the beautiful cake and coffee and iced latte and filtered water in that coffee shop that we just went to. And I thought that there was live music here, but it looks like it might have been a radio. And I think that this is maybe like the main shopping district. Lots of clothes and phone stores, and it looks like souvenirs. So we might check it out. Okay, so we've just had some rain, 24 degrees, humid, decided to skip the cultural show because it's really hot and we're thirsty. This is an island resort that we looked at staying at, which appears to be really beautiful. So we're going to go here to have some lunch. Good morning. Because apparently you can use the resort facilities in terms of the restaurant. Maybe just not the pool here in this particular country. We got a little lost on the way though, but thankfully it looks like they have the Samoan flag actually for the drive along here. So that was a really cute little touch for us to be able to find our way back here. And the road rules are really funny. So for instance, because the traffic is so crazy and you just cross the road, by the way, by like walking across it and the cars just stop and things like that. Although I think technically you are meant to wait for a break in the traffic. They like flash you if they're going to let you come across. So yeah, we had to double back and things like that, but we eventually got here. So we're going to check out the food. A little bit more of a walk along here. We were over there taking family photos a moment ago, so we're going to head along there now, see what the view is like, whether or not we want to stay for a little while or come back again another day. Apparently the rain passes quite quickly. I'll probably recommend maybe some lighter clothing. So I'm wearing white denim today, which I don't know if you can see is a little warm, whereas the boys back there are wearing like singlets and some lighter clothing, and also tying up your hair. So firstly, it's hot, so it's like super humid, and yeah, it's really hot on your neck, but also yeah, it's just quick to get oily and things like that. So we're going to check out down here and I'll video it if it is worth your while. So we're just walking along the harbour now, and we've got chilling out with the rocks, having fun. Hey Quiverture, hello my love. Hey, having a little bit of a climb. But yeah, so we're just going to check out the harbour along here. TJ, what have you been enjoying?
The walk.
You've seriously been enjoying the walk?
Yeah, seriously.
I find that hard. He's always complaining about doing walks. But in saying that, you're about to get your moment to shine, buddy, because there's some exercise equipment up front. But what do you think about this particular resort anyway so far, just walking around?
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah?
Huge.
Hey?
Anyone we stayed in?
Yeah, so I would add is we stayed at a place called the White House last night because our accommodation needed to get extended out, our flights changed, and it was super loud along there. So I don't know if there's party buses or something over here. My son TJ suggested that might be it, but I think the traffic is just insane here all the time. Yeah, so it was like super loud. It was like clean, basic accommodation. But yeah, this particular resort is like massive. Hey, and we got a little palm tree, didn't we? Hey boys. Yeah, this particular compared to where we stayed at last night. But it did include breakfast, which is pretty cool. But we're heading to our normal accommodation today. restaurant with a beautiful pool. But that shopping back there, very typical of everywhere in Samoa. Gonna have some drinks and lunch. Right by the spa. Feeling pretty special. So that is like the main beer of Samoa, I believe. Can I taste it, babe?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna have a taste, my first time. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it's like really strong. I think it's like 1.7 standard drinks. Slightly larger beer can, I think, than normal. But let's give it a try. Wow. It's very strong and very lagering. I'm guessing that's why they call it a lager.
I said I think I like the Cook Island Accommodation a little bit better. This is called Oka. The Cook Island is a little bit more salt in it, I think, but there's a lot of different people cook a lot of different ways and add their own little bits and spices. But
I tried that one before though, and I really liked it. It was very creamy, would you say?
use the coconut cream.
So this is like a tuna poke bowl, I believe. I thought that it was going to have like a mixture of differently seasoned tuna, but it doesn't. It's very, very tender though. So definitely having a bit of a win, I think, today with the food. The Nourish Cafe, that was delicious. And the food and definitely the drinks here, nice and cold. So we've just come to the museum. I don't know if we're going to have a look at this place, but it's one of the nicer places with tropical gardens. Basically, we hired a car, which I think is possibly important in Samoa. Otherwise, you're very reliant on cabs if you want to do anything other than stay in the city centre. There are really beautiful places where you could stay. One of the places where I ate before is a really good example of that. If you just want to wine and dine. But if you want to get out and experience the place, then definitely recommend hiring a car. They can meet you at the airport. It's relatively easy to do. But noting as well, it is a country where they are located in the middle of the ocean, so therefore they need to make the most probably of what they've got. So we've just hired a small little car. It's got like a few kind of superficial scratches and those sorts of things, but it works perfectly well for what we need, which is getting around. And honestly, parking is so much easier with a very small car. In saying that though, I think that you need to consider not bringing on check-in luggage if you fly over here and just doing carry-on. Otherwise, I think you're going to be in a bad way to fit all of that luggage in the car. And also it's really hot, so just bring lightweight clothes, maybe things that you can wear a couple of times in a couple of different ways, and that might be a little bit more suitable. So this is one of the temples up on a mountain in Upolu, and that's the name of it actually. And looks like it's open, so maybe we'll actually check this one out. We're just currently doing the rounds today, checking out a couple of places to eat, doing the Cross Island Road to see whether or not there are a few things that we want to see. And yeah, obviously being from Australia, we're here in August in 2024. It's meant to be pretty good weather, so we just want to take advantage of seeing as much as what we can see, but obviously with the kids as well, we want to do things that are exciting for them and make the most of the trip. Now, what I will say is that it has actually been relatively okay driving around, although there has been the additional traffic. Being from Australia, you still drive on the left side of the road. In terms of safety though, car seats aren't mandated here and they're hard to come by, I will say that. But otherwise, you know, like in terms of charging your phone and those sorts of things, if you want to pay like an extra $5 a day or whatever to be able to access your data, yeah, the PowerPoints are exactly the same. So maybe a few things to think about if you're looking at coming to Samoa. But I think we're about to see whether or not we can check this one out. Yeah, I reckon the kids will be into this one. We're reconsidering the museum at this stage. That's a wait and see, but we're here for 9 days roughly, so we've got plenty of time. Okay, so we decided to check out the temple. It is free to come and see, and I think you probably should be wearing either like long clothes or maybe a sarong like what I've just popped on. Even if it is, hopefully it rains. It's August now, it's not meant to be raining a whole lot. It's in the dry season, not the wet season, but just out of respect. And this incredible place is what it looks like. So to be able to build this and get materials over here is really quite incredible. So definitely architecturally, probably one of the more beautiful and interesting buildings, along with, of course, many of the churches and things like that as well. There's a lot of investment into that. Okay, so I didn't get any footage from inside the temple because you're meant to silence and turn off your phone and respect and those sorts of things, but it's really started to drizzle quite a bit in Samoa, and we're going to a couple of waterfalls, I believe, now, and I just wanted to show what the other side of the Cross Island Road looks like, and this footage definitely does not do it justice, let me tell you. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to come back here when the weather clears up, which could be in 20 minutes, 2 hours or 2 days at this point, so I can show you a little bit more. Alright, so we may or may not have surpassed the first waterfall and found ourselves at the beautiful second one. Absolutely stunning. Powerful. And apparently you can swim here, so I don't know if we're meant to jump in the other side or what we're meant to do, but we're going to check it out. Alright, so we are just at Paddles having some, or I just had actually some filtered water, I think, a lemon lime and bitters, and having the fans on with the blinds opened up over the wall. Super tired after a big long hot day, and it's a bit overcast and it hasn't been raining for several hours now. Still waiting to be checked in. Getting ready to eat dinner. Okay, so the view from our room, because we've got a bungalow, so we're meant to have a water view, but it wasn't available anymore due to renovations. But this is pretty cool. super lovely. Little teepee. Bunk beds. Stunning roof.